I am Trasvin Jittidecharak, the Secretary General of the ASEAN Book Publisher Association. You see, human beings take everything for granted. We didn't realize that how much we need each other until the pandemic happens and we were separated by necessity. And then we realized that we miss everything. We miss the presence of our friend. We miss their input to inspire us. We miss the way we could express ourselves and communicate it. So that's why it's so essential, and now that we better stay together. I mean, you can use Zoom, you can use other technology, but it's still so far away. You know, people get tired. People was kind of, you can't staring at each other all the time and pretend that it was so interesting. But if you see each other in person, your body language tells a lot. It gives you warmth, it gives you desperation, it gives you curiosity, it gives you frustrations. You know, we not only communicated by staring like this, it must be some personal. And then we realize that we have taken things for granted. It's time to bring it back to our life, to appreciate our friendship. When we are hungry, we eat. When we cold, we put our clothes on. When we hot, we take it off. When we're thirsty, we drink. Publishing is something to answer you. You feel at home with books. You can traveling, but once you read, it brings all the imagination, all your memories. You can recollect it. It makes your imaginations come to life. And publishing and publishers are mediums to bring something that hidden, closen, or something that you never reached before into your hands. And this is our job, to have them available at any time, any place, that people could console oneself in it. You see, we're looking at it as in the developing country where I'm from. Reading is not a culture, it's a tradition, which means you read it to go to school, to get a job, to upskill, reskill, whatsoever. But in a country, you know, somewhere like in China, in the Confucius tradition, that they have a word for reading rooms for 2,000 years. It's a culture, you read it for entertainment, but you know, you cannot limit reading and publishing just for entertaining. When we said contents this day, they related to other entertainment. But actually, no, it's reflect the way you think, the way you perceive, and your perspective in life, in making a living, in contributions, in everything. And that's a publisher's job. We need to cater all this, what you call it, a seed, to be neutral in your own mind, in everyone's mind. And I think this is the publisher's job. I don't really sort of keen on the word that we are content creator. I'm old-fashioned, you know, creators only perhaps gods or something. But we are provide a mere service to the society, to people. And we must not forget that. You know, people were aiming at content creator in terms of business, but cultural is more than business. culture is the way of life, and cultural change and evolve in times. So perhaps that it's not the direct answer, but it's my sincere reflections. You see, I don't think people realize that we change every second without noticing it. You know, it's just like the cell in our body that it renewal, it died and things. We have to embrace it from the basic thinking that the younger generations, they grow up with a different environment. When I was growing up, we don't have the domestic plumbing in our house, or no refrigerator, and telephone is, you know, unheard of on televisions. And now everything's in your hands. I mean, remember there was a meme that you put all the radio, televisions and thing, and now it's in the cell phone in your hand. And that kind of change in the past 20 years evolved without you realizing. The time is so fast. What good the pandemic has done is that they make times go slow. I mean, this past 2 years, it's like forever for everyone. Even you have this internet, the Wi-Fi in your hand, you can get everything instantly. You feel like the world is stopped rotating, you know, orbiting, and you wait for time. It's the thing that we need to adjust, that understand that time is illusions. And if we understand that and can accept that, then we will accept change easily. There's no one-size-fits-all. Each country have its own cultural background, political background, and the geopolitics. In the country which have an authoritarian government, they don't really love publishers, you know. I mean, the government and the publisher have a very difficult relationship because they want to control information. Why information cannot be controlled anymore? Yet they try. And InSPIRe can do a lot in many ways. Some countries need help support in technology. Some countries need support in human rights. Some country would need everything. And many countries don't need anything except the feeling of empathy and giving. The art of giving is not so hard. But being an artful receiver is the most difficult, that you have to appreciate it. And the giver have to remember that you are not giving anything. You're just sharing what's supposed to be right for the people who don't have, to share it. And in return, it will come back in a different way. The world needs diversity. The ecology, the ecosystem. One person, one country, or the richest person cannot change anything by themselves. It's like trees. You need every functions. And so InSPIRe can do so much, but at the same time, it has to be really tactful, really clever, and not just going around and say, do this and do that. We are not in the world of missionaries in the 17th and 18th centuries anymore. You know, you cannot poke your finger and say, okay, you do this. No. Wait and ask the people who lack of something, what do you need? And provide what they really need. That's the most important thing. You can have 10,000 programs and you can see it fail everywhere. Look at Afghanistan, for example, which is very sad. 20 years of wasting. And no, it's not wasting. It's seeding something. People see the difference in values. But my recommendation would be that patience. You can't change everything overnight. And book ecosystem needs so many players, so many stakeholders. They'll take time. If we have patience, but actually we are not, we have no time to waste, it has to combine together and do it. So I fully support the program, but in general perspective, but to do it, to make it, to realize it, you need to be specific in each problems.